Hey, everybody, welcome to the MURCA Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open chat. You can ask any question, you can suggest any topic. I'll do my best to answer them and address them. And if I can't, if for some reason you come up with one of the few things I don't know, there's a lot of people in here in the live chat that might know the answer. So pay attention to the live chat, get involved, converse over there, talk amongst yourselves all you like. But as always, ask what you want, suggest whatever topic you want. Now, I like to start the chat by reading if we sold any merchandise over the last day to give those people some recognition for supporting the Pets and Vets and TYMP Fund. And we got one sale. That's not great, but that's better than nothing. Sean Bain got the Godzilla shirt, one with the political reform where he's barbecuing Congress. So I like that shirt. That's a good shirt. I pat myself on the back for that one. I couldn't have done this a couple years ago. My shoulders were so bad on my right side, my shoulder, I couldn't raise my arm above this. Now I can do this now that I'm on medication. But thanks to Sean Bain for help supporting TYMP. And if you want to support TYMP, either by becoming a patron, a subscribe star member, you want to support Pets and Vets, go on over to my website, tympistolproject.com. You can do both of those things over there. You can also donate on a one-time basis if you want to help out with Pets and Vets or TYMP. You can do both over there. You can also sign up to be a beneficiary of TYMP. And if you're one of this month's beneficiaries of TYMP, the email is working now. Respond. I put in there what you need to respond with and how long you have to respond. So get those back to me, and then we'll get your guns sent to you as soon as possible. If everybody replies tomorrow, if everyone was replied by tomorrow, I'd just send the order in tomorrow. But I give it 10 days for everybody to respond, and hopefully everybody responds within 10 days. But like I said, if everybody responds by tomorrow, I'd send it off tomorrow. But you can do that over there. And also there's a link there to my Shopify store, which I'm getting ready to get rid of and move to a regular store. But you can get things like mess with the bow wow, get the pow pow. You know, don't fuck with my dog, I'll shoot your ass. But in this case, looks like he's going to shoot you. That's Django as a puppy, but I changed the coloring. I do have some that have him with his normal coloring too now. You can go over there, you can get merchandise. You could get this hat. You can't no more because they got rid of my Peekapoo design. I got copyrights on it. So I can't get that one no more. I still think they're going to eventually catch my King of the Hill stuff. My I don't know you, that's my purse. The government, the guns don't kill people, the government does, with Dale Gribble, and the cotton one. In this country we used to shoot Nazis. I'm surprised those ain't been copyright striked yet. All right, let's get started on the conversation here today. Let me see, we got any questions coming in. We do. Avo357 says, what's the best 5.7 pistol? I want one for range home defense. I'm going to say that it's still the FN 5.7. It's still the best one. However, I could be open to hearing a case that the Ruger one is better, simply because of the way it's designed and how it's just a metal slide without the plastic cover and blah, blah, blah. But I still think the FN's the best overall gun. The Ruger is close on its tails, though. And if you liked an American gun instead of the FN and it's a little cheaper and blah, 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 well, then the Ruger would probably be the one to go with. The Smith & Wesson, I just don't think it's made well. It feels cheap, looks cheap. I don't like it. And the, what do you call it? The Palmetto State Armory one, that one's pretty good, too. Was way better than I thought. In fact, I'd say it's up there with the FN 5.7 almost. The only reason I don't list it is because it is a striker fired gun and all the others are hammered. So not hammered. They're not drunk. They're hammer fired. So they get precedent simply because they're hammer fired, because hammer fire always beat striker fired. Even if the striker fired was made of gold and was 100% reliable, still not going to beat a hammer fired. Just don't see that happening in my lifetime. All right, let's go over see if we got any questions coming in over here on the PayPal, or if anybody's paying their tithe to Phil. Remember, pay your Phil tithes so you don't get Lyme disease. It's a very real possibility. Ask Peter DeBoner. Let's get over here. We got Tim Fat Salami weighed in today. Let's see what he had to say. He made a little donation and weighed in and says, If I win, can I get Phil engraved instead of you? I've seen you enough. Well, yeah, if you won and someone wanted a Phil engraving on it, I can do Phil on it. Maybe do the Phil loves you, but he will fuck you up on it or something. It wouldn't be hard. And it'd be fun to paint that one because that one's more colorful. I would enjoy painting it. And I'm going to hand paint it if people want it painted. You can have it just as an engraving on the gun, or you can have it hand painted, whichever one you prefer. So that Phil one would look real good on the gun. But I didn't want to make that the default because some people don't follow Phil. But what I'll do is I'll do the one that's the default gun, with the logo on it. And then if someone decides, hey, I don't want the one with the logo, I'd rather have Phil. Well, then I'll do another one for them and Phil, and then give that one away to someone else. If you know what I mean. Snuffleupagus used his 24-month WAP chat. It's been a WAP for 24 months, so that means he is wrinkly and stinky. How big your big dinner with Trump last night go? I didn't have dinner with Trump. If someone said you got invited to dinner with Trump, I'd definitely go. I don't understand these people are like, I wouldn't go. I'd go. That'd be fucking interesting. Could you imagine how interesting that'd be? And you'd probably make some money off of it somehow. You'd get some advice on something to do to get some money. So I'd be there in a fucking second. I'd get me one of them cameras in your hat that could film it, get that filmed. Of course, I'm not very good at hiding it, so it'd probably look like I had a big 8mm on top of my head. I had to have a big top hat that was really heavy, so I kept kind of falling over. But yeah, I'd go in a minute if I did. If I won one of them contests that no one ever wins. Well, someone did win one of them when they got in trouble for never letting anyone win a contest. The head of the Michigan Republican Party won one of the contests to have dinner with Trump. I don't think that's legit, to be honest. But let me get back over to the chats. That was Tim Fat Salami. Then we got John Heasley. He got another entry into the double super secret stock giveaway. Who was it came up with that name yesterday? For a chance to win for the Heasley monster. All he said. He didn't really have a question. He's just being a jerk about it. Kevin Mabry chimed in and said, for Phil, he don't want no Lyme disease. I don't want Lyme disease either. And Michael C3PO donated 556 and said, thanks once again for exposing the traitors in our midst. I didn't notice it. Surprise, surprise. No other gun channels are talking about it. Screw YouTube, silencer shop. Mike, cool, cheese, Harry. Mike, oh, I'm not reading that fast. But my Gucci is hairy. I don't shave. I did once. I got shaved once for a surgery that I didn't even end up getting because I left. But they shaved all my leg and my crotch for this surgery, for a knee surgery. I didn't think that was necessary, but they did. And I got left, didn't get the surgery. It was a military hospital. But when I was growing back, it was so horrible. So very, very horrible. I had to stuff my underwear with cotton. It was awful. And I had to go out and run and stuff every day and, walk. I was on PT, reduced PT, but I walked every day. And just, because I was having some knee issues, but, Michael C3PO also chimed in and said, they ought to abandon that silly SIG rifle too. Do you think SIG bribed the government to get those contracts? This is $10. Can I get weed for guns on the 1022 stock? Everybody, this is not going to be a custom order, but we'll see I ordered 2 extra stocks. I'll have the stock that comes on the gun that I ordered, and I ordered 2 extra stocks too, so that I could do options. So, and plus I figured once I did one, I'd want to do another one because, once you get your creative juices going a little bit, you want to do more than one. And I used to do custom woodworking, so I know I like doing it, but we'll see. The weed and guns one would be easy to do. Paul Bidenbach says, all hail Phil, government. Oh, I didn't answer that last question, did I? No, I don't think they bribed the government. They don't got enough money to bribe the government. Government's got too much money. Now they can bribe a single politician, but there's not going to be very many single politicians that have a say in who gets the government contract because there's a very strict criteria. So, I mean, SIG makes good items, and they're obviously giving the government a good price, or they'd go somewhere else. But as I was saying, Paul Bidenbach, excuse me, said, all hail Phil, government could save a lot of dollars and go with the PSA dagger. Likely need to upgrade trigger and add safety. Well, yeah, they have to do a lot of upgrading, but they get the M17 is very cheap. It's not like they're much cheaper than the Palmetto guns. And I don't think there's as much room to move on the Palmetto guns. So there's that. Chrissy Jones chimed in, and Chrissy said, me and Chrissy Jones. Yep. See, I got to say that every time. Word to your octopus. I have a question for the AR folks. Do you prefer M193 or M855? Okay, well, people out there in the audience, weigh in and respond to Gummy Wuzzle. Let him know what you think. M193, M855. Which do you prefer? And address it in the comment section in here in the live chat to Gummy Wuzzle. Because I don't have a preference, really. Stephen Kuhn. He didn't say anything. He just donated TYM Triple P, got an entry into the silver bullet drawing. That looks like that's the last super chat over there. How about over here? Are we caught up over here? No, we got Jacoby over here. Says, Phil, mess with me. You think he can do that? Look at your life. Don't you think he already has? Gummy Wuzzle. I mean, you're here watching this, which tells me you got not much else going on. So sounds like he maybe already has. Gummy Wuzzle, where is the hammer on a 5.7? It's right inside of it. I would take it apart and show you. I've got pictures of it somewhere here. Hold on. Do I got pictures of the hammer inside the... Let me look in my pictures real quick. Photos, because I know I've taken them for videos before. Let me see if I can get to where I did that. I think I might have found them here. Hold on. Yeah. Django, hush. Django, hush. Django's upset. But here's a picture of the internals. And right there where my little red arrow is, that's the hammer. The hammer is right there. That what you're seeing right there is the hammer. It's just a standard hammer. So it's enclosed in the slide. It's not one of those ones that's just hidden in the back and then comes out and you see it, you know, like a lot of the Rugers. It's actually hidden inside the slide. Gummy Wuzzle also said Trump would make gold pythons government issue. I would be okay with that too if I was in one of the people getting them issued. At least maybe we should implement a rule that everybody in the Senate in the House has to wear a sidearm so that they're ready to protect their country if they have to. And maybe they'll shoot each other and we'll be better off. That would be a nice, if they all wore gold pythons, make our country look proud. Colt, American, that's owned by CZ now, though. But most people don't know that, so we'd still look like we were being American, and that's what matters, optics. All right, that's it for the super chats, I do believe. Let me make sure over here. Yep, we're all caught up. Let me get to the, we got about 15 minutes left. Let me get to the emails first. I got some emails I need to share. We got this one coming in from Jay Lugo. Said, a friend. Yes, I know. Shocker. I have friends. I'm not buying it. Sent me this and told him it'd be better if it was Phil instead of Cthulhu. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to have that with a Phil on it. That would be nice. And then we got this one here, this email here. I wish I could share these faster. I'm not very good at this. Share. Let me close this gummy wuzzle chat so it doesn't cover up the bottom of the. This was from Jacoby Crows. Yay, now I can dual wield the exact same firearms. Got two. Only bought two of the bodyguards. The bodyguard 2.0. The bodyguard 2.0. Who was that? Oh, that was Jacoby Crows. All right. And now we got this one here. Share screen, Winder. And this one is a nature picture from Ghost Shadow. Looks like a birdie built a nest on his deck, his new deck. And there's the eggs in the nest. But there's the birdie. See her looking at you judgingly. She can tell something's up with this dude. He ain't right. Share screen, Winder. Then we got this one here from, who's this? Jay Lugo again. Had to rotate this one. Can't upload it in landscape. Don't know why. Sorry. Sure you can't. Made in Mexico. You get you a Mexican holster. That holster here legally? I don't know about that. Share screen, Winder. Now we got this one from John Heasley. So still there while I was outside. Oh, there's his little squirrel friend. 80 cute. I think squirrels are adorable. Some people think that they're rats with fluffy tails. I'm like, well, that's not. Well, they're not. But even if they were, rats are cute too. They just got kind of a gross tail. But other than that, they're very cute. Their tail's very prickly feeling, scaly feeling when you rub on it. Not that I've been rubbing on rat tails, but. Then we got from BB64. He got his frame bead blasted. Look at that. Don't that look nice? That looks like a fresh slate ready to go. You wouldn't know that wasn't a brand new gun. And he's got his parts here all cleaned up, ready to go. So I think I would Cerakote those. I wonder if he's going to Cerakote those. I would Cerakote those too. Every part that shows, I would Cerakote it. I don't know if he's going or not. Sandblast and Sonic clean small parts today. Hand sand and Cerakote tomorrow. If my wife leaves, will it stink up the house? It shouldn't. The wheelers I use, you can smell it, but it's not like it doesn't stay around forever, and it doesn't even stay in the oven. I haven't done it in my new oven yet, but I did it in my old oven. Never stunk it up. Never ever smelled it again after I took it out. So I don't think it does. And if it does your oven, well, that's not my fault. Got another email here from I think it's Jay Lugo again. What do you say? Went shopping, couldn't decide, so I bought both. Is he talking about the holsters? He bought two different holsters. Is this one made in Mexico too? Bulldog cases? I don't know. And you don't see very many Kydex holsters for revolvers. Also here we got share screen, Winder. Got this email coming in. This is from Kyle Lejeune. 1946 Enfield number 5 MK1, all matching numbers, 303 British. That's pretty. That is a pretty gun. I like that. I'm a big fan of the M1As and everything too. So very similar guns, and that's a pretty gun. And he's a dick for getting it. I don't got it. Did you pay your tithe to Phil, or are you a heathen? You heathen bastard. I bet he's a heathen. I hope he gets Lyme disease. Or better, like I said, fibromyalgia. Then no one will believe you. People believe you when you have Lyme disease. When you have fibromyalgia, everybody thinks you're just lazy. You want to go on welfare. I want to get the fibromyalgia. I want that. I'd like to get a check. I thought maybe I could get one for my IQ after having so many head injuries, but I'm just above the cusp. If I was just a little dumber, we could get a check from the government. All right, where was I at? I think we're all caught up on the supers. Am I caught up on all the emails? I think that was all the emails. Yes, that was the last email. Caught up on all the supers. So let's get over to the live chat over here. I like the PX4 as an option. Me too. What do you think in general about Rock Island 1911s? I think they are very good for their price range. Now, I do think there are a couple of weak spots in their guns. I don't know if they've addressed this or changed this, but it used to be their barrel bushings were a weak spot. You can replace it for like $20 at most. And their safeties were a weak spot. They tended to break. You can replace that fairly inexpensive too, with like an EGW or something. And then I think you got a pretty good, especially if you get a 10 millimeter one, you got a pretty good gun there. You can't really get missed anywhere else. What are your thoughts on shotguns for home defense? A lot of influencers poo-poo that idea. I do too. It's not necessary inside a home. And plus, it's not easy to maneuver. They're heavy. If you're going to get a short one, why bother? Use a handgun. A lot easier to maneuver with. A lot easier to make sure you don't lose your control of your weapon, etc. So, yeah. I don't think they're necessary indoor. Now, if you've got like a farm and you might have to go outside and defend your flock from coyotes or wolves or what do you call those things that come up from Mexico and eat your sheep? Yeah, why can't I? Chupacabra. Well, then a shotgun makes more sense. But if you're like living in an apartment or a house that's 5 feet from your neighbor's house in town, yeah, they don't make as much sense. Will you trust a striker fired if it was completely de-energized striker, like how you can finagle the G3C to become double action? What? I don't know what you mean by finagle it to become double action. But you mean like they do make striker fired guns that have a decocker. The Walther P99 is probably the best example of that. The AS, those I would trust way more. I would definitely trust way more because it shoots in double action first, and then it locks the striker back for every subsequent shot. But once you decock it, it's double action. So in that case, they're nice. They're still not. Those would be above regular strikers, but not up with hammer fired. Hi, everybody. I'd love to know if anyone has any additional concrete evidence of who is the silencer trader. Well, until someone comes out with more evidence, you're going to have to do your own research. And like I said, Silencer Shop had donated no money to political lobbying until the last 3 months of 2024 when this bill was being written and considered. So you do the math on that. Who spends $150,000 in 3 months while a very specific bill about their industry is being written? Tell me that don't look suspicious. And now they're on the damage control tour, paying groups like the Second Amendment Foundation to say good things about them. I wish they kind of have to because they gave them a shit ton of money. But yeah, you do your own math. Look into it. Go look up their, and also look at who they gave the money to. Some of the Congress people that they gave it to, that Silencer Shop gave it to, are people that voted against the bill. The initial round through, when they were trying to do the edits and stuff. Trump invites you to dinner. Is it at McDonald's? I doubt it. It'd probably be at Mar-a-Lago. He ain't paying for nothing. If he invited me to McDonald's, I'd expect him to pay. He ain't doing that. Where was I at? If you get caught, you're going to South Sudan. That's probably true. Under the Geneva Convention, medics are considered non-combatants, so they're not allowed to shoot the enemy. Well, yeah, and you're not supposed to shoot them either. Not supposed to shoot medics. Medics get shot quite often, but it's not supposed to happen. You're also not supposed to shoot people while they're in the air if they're in a parachute. It's all kinds of rules. Not allowed to engage in combat till they're on the ground and all kinds of stuff, but it gets broken all the time. Not supposed to burn villages of people. It gets broken all the time. You look at Vietnam. Hold on, I got it. Hold on, I gotta let Django out. Is your monkey home? Go get your monkey. His monkey's home. He had to go see his monkey. Zyler got home. was supposed to spray the deck with sealant stain this week. Job on hold till bird is done with babies. Yeah, you can't do it right now. A little extra time won't hurt you. It's fine. Not like it's going to rot over the summer. So you should be fine. Give her a few months. I got to go down and spray my deck down below, and I got to spray some stuff up here too. I've got the sealer. I just got to get to doing it. It looks like we're all caught up on everything. Oh no, we got a super chat over here from War Dog 08 says, for the fill, this is Kyle Lejeune. You're a little late on your tide there. You still might at least get the flu. Or maybe he'll just crack your car windshield or something like that. He can be pretty petty. He can be pretty simplistic in what he does. He just wants to fuck your day up. He doesn't want to want to kill you. He just wants to make your day a little miserable. All right. I think we're all caught up on supers. We don't got nothing coming in via the super chats. Are they starting to show views on my video now? Let's see. Not yet. Hold on. I'm looking at something, and I'll be right back with y'all. But I'm very nervous right now, so I got to check this. I thought maybe they had started showing views on it. No, not yet. But it looks like it might be getting ready to. All right. All righty. Let's get back to the chat and let's see if there's any questions coming in. I don't see anybody else getting any entries into the drawings or anything, so we're all caught up there. Do I see anything over here? Do you mean sewer rats? How are they cute? Rats are cute. You ever see a rat face up close? They're cute. They got little ears and little pink noses, little bucky teeth. They're cute. They're very cute. It was a very simple thing that got blown out of proportion that I slapped Santino Morello 17 times. For what he slapped him for, I was fully okay with him slapping him. And two, you're both being the fucking wrestling business. Suck it the fuck up, Santino. I never liked Santino Morella after that. Never thought his comedy stuff was funny. Never cared for him. Once I found that out, I was just like, yeah, this fucking dude is a jackass. Most people don't know what we're talking about. Is there a decent priced Beretta that is like the PT92 aluminum frame? The PT92, you mean that's the Taurus one. Motion detected at the gym/studio. Must be after 7 o'clock. My motion detectors are armed. What was the question? Oh, well, the 92s are decently priced. So I don't know what you're meaning. How about mouse guns for the stock? That's an option. That's my best selling shirt design. So what is the best gun for defense against ETs? You mean ET like ET from ET the extraterrestrial? Well, nothing. You don't got to shoot him. They're peace loving. They're botanists. You don't need to shoot none of them. You shoot one of them, you should go to jail immediately. Hope the government locks you up in one of them vats up there where Iowa Joe lives. And then instead of making you think you're living a happy life in a state that doesn't exist, I hope they make you think you're sitting at the DMV the whole time for the rest of your life. Or you're watching Golden Girl reruns or something. Oh no, reruns of She's the Sheriff. That'd teach you. Field medics carry weapons to protect themselves and their patients, not allowed to engage otherwise. Yeah, you're not supposed to shoot at them. How many of us do you think would honestly like to share a beer with you at a nice little pub on a Sunday? Probably not many. And plus, I don't drink. So you wouldn't be sharing a beer with me. I might have a Coke or a Pepsi, but no beer. Let's see here. My uncle was a medic in Vietnam, so was my grandfather. And he said he fired at the enemy. He didn't aim, though. He just had to treat or carry the bodies of the people who aimed. Well, like I said, the rules are very loosely followed in actual combat. But that looks like that's it for questions. Let me make sure I'm all caught up on the other side here. Activity, all transactions. Boom. Yep, we're all caught up over there. So thanks to everybody for participating today. I appreciate it. I wish we'd have gotten some more talk about the silencer stuff. People seem to be very adamant that it was a different company. I don't know where they're getting that news from, but and like I said, I bet that company's probably complicit. Also, they probably didn't want it in there either. But that does not exonerate the other one in any way. So thanks everyone for coming. Thanks for weighing in. I appreciate everything you do for the channel. Hopefully I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.